What's up everyone and welcome to a Minecraft Bedrock Redstone tutorial. Today we have the diamond slot machine. I have two different designs for you today. One of them you can change how many diamonds you win. The other one you win all of the diamonds put in. So it's like a lottery system type thing. Both of them have programmable odds and they're only one tile wide, so they're super tiny. They're super fun to play around with, and if you build them on realms, it's an easy way to make you a few diamonds. You know, since you're the machine owner, you can kind of break into the machine and take a few diamonds out occasionally whenever you need them. And they are 100% spammable. You can put in 64 diamonds into this dropper and press the button as fast as you can 64 times, and it will never skip an activation, miss a payment, none of that stuff. You can just spam the button as fast as humanly possible, and it will be okay. It makes them super addicting, super fun. Just one more try, just one more time. I'll win it next time, I swear. You know, and then finally, you hit it big. You get all the diamonds. You hit the big one. It's so fun. I love these things. But right now, if you love these things too, don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting tutorial videos. I would really like to continue making these, but I can't do it without you guys. So don't forget to like and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this stuff. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Since this is so thin, you could always pause the video here and take some screenshots and build from pictures. Don't worry, I'll do a build along after this. But first, let's talk about it. So the diamonds hang out in these 4 blocks right there. The diamonds go in here, then they go into this locked hopper, and then down into that dropper where they hang out until it's triggered, and then it spits them back up. This back here is your randomizer. It will have one non-stackable item in it. But then this down here is how you change the number of diamonds that you win. So the number of items in this dropper will change the number of diamonds you win. So if you have one non-stackable item, you win 5 diamonds. If you have one stackable item, you win 8 diamonds. And if you have 19 stackable items and one non-stackable item, you win 3 diamonds. And then anything higher than that, you only win 2 diamonds. So pretty much your choices are 8, 5, and 3. So if you want this machine to win 8 diamonds, then put one stackable item in that dropper down at the very, very bottom, and then in this one, put 8 stackable items with your one non-stackable item. Then if you want to make this easier, start lowering the number of stackable items in here. So if you want this machine to win 5 instead, you know, you only want like 6 items in this randomizer. I'll be sure to write in the description how many items corresponds to how many diamonds won. But let's move on to this second design. This is the win it all lottery diamond slot machine thing. I really like this. This is fun. This is one of those that like every time you log in, you put a diamond in, and then finally one day you win the jackpot. You know, it's so fun. I've seen, you know, I mean, it's fun when it's easy to win, and it's fun when it's hard to win. You know, when it's hard to win, you end up with like 100 diamonds in the machine before someone finally wins it. But then if it's easy to win, you know, people win it all the time, but they only win like, you know, 10 or 20 diamonds. I really like it. So the diamonds, again, stay in these 4 blocks. Once they are completely gone out of the reservoir, the machine turns off, like so. Now the randomizer on this one is slightly different. It has 2 non-stackable items. It gets pinged twice, and so you win when both pings are the non-stackable items. So you can have up to 2 of each of your stackable items, and then lower the difficulty by taking out stackable items, and you could make it super easy, you know, with only like 5 or 6 items in there, or you could make it super hard. So let's jump into it. So for this smaller one, where you can change the win number, you will need the following items. You will need a non-stackable item, 2 diamonds, an anvil to name 43 of a random item, 2 glass, but I'm going to use limestone glass so that you can see it better, and then your blocks of choice. This is 8 blocks long, so start off by coming in 1 block and digging down 1. Then place a dropper facing up and a dropper facing to the back. Put a decorative solid block on top with a button on it. This is your button to use the machine. Now dig down 4 blocks in front of these droppers, under the droppers, and then 4 blocks behind the droppers. So 3, 4, and then these last 2 spaces only dig down 2. Now expand it so you have some working room. So this bottom section should be 6 blocks long. So from the back, come in 1 block and dig down 1. Then dig down another 1, and then on this one dig down 2, and then dig down 1, and then dig down 2 on this final space. And so let me fly up really quick to show you. You should have this. And so then on this furthest forward space, place a redstone dust down here, and then a comparator right here. Make sure to face the front of the machine. Now make sure to face the back of the machine when you place that second comparator. Then place redstone dust there with a repeater going toward those comparators. Redstone dust up here, crouch and place a glass on top of that repeater and that redstone dust with redstone dust on top. And then a comparator. Be sure to face forward when placing that comparator. Place a solid block with a torch on it on top of that redstone dust with a solid block on top of that torch. Crouch and place solid blocks on top of those comparators. Hop up there and turn around so you can place a block with a redstone dust on top of it going into a repeater, going into that block with redstone dust on top. Now crouch and place a solid block above that repeater with a redstone torch on the side. Now jump to the back of the machine. On this very back space, place a dropper facing forward and a hopper facing into that dropper. Be sure to crouch. Place a solid block on top of the dropper and a solid block on top of that redstone with another solid block on top. Place a comparator. Be sure to face the back when you place that comparator. Now crouch and place two solid blocks coming out of that comparator, a solid block on top of that comparator, and then two more solid blocks like so. Put a redstone torch on that top one, and then come around to the front a little bit, place a temporary block and a dropper on that temporary block so that it's facing into that front dropper. Be sure to pop out that temporary block and then crouch and place a hopper on top of the dropper you just placed. Now put 2 diamonds in the very first slot and then go name 43 of any item. It can be sticks, seeds, any item. Go name 43 of it and then go put those 43 items in the last 4 slots like so. And there's your diamond filter. Alright, so this back here is your randomizer. It needs 1 non-stackable item and then up to 8 stackable items. The less stackable items you have, the higher the odds of winning. So now come down to this very bottom comparator right here. Dig out a few blocks so that you can place a dropper facing any direction, it doesn't matter, and then a comparator coming out of that dropper. And then be sure to turn this bottom comparator to subtraction mode like so. In this dropper, place your 1 stackable, 1 non-stackable, or 19 stackable with 1 non-stackable items in there, depending on how many diamonds you want this machine to win. Run redstone dust on the top of these blocks like so, and you're done. Now, if you want to be a nice person, load some diamonds into this dropper right here so that people can win diamonds right off the bat if they get lucky. And this is how I did my note blocks. So I put one on the very back here with nothing underneath it and 4 hits. And then one in the middle here with an emerald underneath it with no hits. And then one with an emerald underneath it down here with 12 hits. And then one up here with a gold block underneath it with 14 hits. And then I like doing gold with packed ice. So on the other side, I'm going to do packed ice with a 14 hit note block as well. I like mixing the gold and packed ice for the you win, like ding 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 ding. And now for the win it all diamond lottery slot machine thing. This one's also super cheap and easy to build. You're gonna need the following items: 2 non-stackable items for your randomizer, 2 diamonds for your item filter, 43 items in an anvil to name, 5 glass, but I'm gonna use lime stained glass, and your blocks of choice. This one is also 8 blocks long, so to start, come to the very front, dig down 1 block and then 2 blocks. Place an observer facing down in that second block, and then a dropper facing forward, into a dropper facing up, into a dropper facing back, with a solid block on top, with a button. This is your button to use the game. Come down to your next to last space, which is 5 blocks away from your observer dropper, and dig down 4 all the way underneath your observer dropper, like so. So you end up with a 6 block long hole, like so. Now jump in your hole and come down underneath your observer, dig down 1 on those 2 squares, then dig down another 1 so that you can look up and place an observer like so. So this observer should be facing the other observers. They should be staring at each other like so. Now place a sticky piston facing up underneath that observer. And so if you're having trouble placing the observer, place the sticky piston first, and then place the observer smack dab on that other observer, and place a temporary button and press it. That's an easier way if you're having trouble, but then place two solid blocks like so, with a sticky piston on the side of those solid blocks facing down. Put a solid block attached to that sticky piston. Now come to this front hole you made, fill it in, dig out this space and then this space. Put a repeater right there facing forward, and then two repeaters facing the back in these holes, like so. Now get your solid blocks, crouch and place a solid block over that repeater, and then 3 redstone dust in these places, like so. Now switch to your glass, place a glass on top of these redstone dust with redstone dust on top of the glass. Now place another glass on top of that redstone dust, and then another glass up there with redstone dust going up. Now place another glass right here going back with another redstone dust. Place a solid block on the top of this sticky piston, then jump on that block, face the back of the machine and place 2 comparators like so. Crouch and place solid blocks on top of the comparators, and then a solid block right there. Now jump down, crouch, and place a solid block coming out of that comparator. Now put 3 pieces of redstone dust on the top of these blocks like so. Face the front of the machine, get a dropper, and place it on top of that redstone dust. Then crouch and place a hopper going into that dropper. Then place a solid block coming out of that hopper. Now come around to the back and get on your glass. Place a temporary block coming out of the glass so that you can place a solid block on top. Break out the temporary block. Now jump up here. Place a comparator coming out of that block. Be sure to face the back of the machine. Then crouch, place a solid block on top of that hopper. Place a redstone repeater facing the back of the machine on top of that dropper. Now get a redstone torch down there on that solid block right there, with an observer facing that redstone torch and a solid block coming out of the observer with redstone dust on top. So this is what it looks like. You might need to place that redstone torch first if you're having trouble, but yeah. So then whenever you get that placed, come around to the back and place a solid block coming out of that comparator, and then a hopper going into this dropper. Now go name 43 of any item. They can be sticks or seeds or anything, but go name 43 of them. Put them in your hopper in the last 4 slots, like so, with 2 diamonds in the very first slot. There's your diamond filter so that it only accepts diamonds. Now go to your randomizer and load your 2 non-stackable items with your stackable items. So again, if you decrease the amount of stackable items in there, it will increase the odds of you winning. So now you can stick some diamonds in here if you want to be a cool person, just in case someone wins right off the bat. But now let's talk about the note blocks. So I put one right here with nothing underneath. I hit it 4 times. Then I put one up here with an emerald underneath, and I hit it no times. And then I put one with an emerald underneath down here. I hit this one 12 times. And then I put my gold / packed ice up here on 14 times. So I put the gold block on one side and I put packed ice on the other just because I like how it sounds. It sounds nice to me. So that is how I do my note blocks. And yeah, that's all we got. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting tutorials. I've been your host, OmLedu, hopefully teaching you a redstone trick or 2. And reminding you, as always, that until next time, don't forget to have fun. But also don't forget to come check out new tutorials. I have more in the works, more on the way, and I just can't wait. If there's a specific tutorial or game or idea that you want to see, leave it in the comments and I will do what I can. So until next time, I'll see you in the comments. Bye.